What is up, rockers of the Rock Nation? This is your fellow Rock, your ex, Rockerman X. And here we are, about 6 o'clock in the morning, the day of this event. I am here with my predictions for WWE SummerSlam 2016, one of the big four pay-per-views, the biggest party of the summer. It's time for these predictions. And literally, I was lazy with these, and I thought, oh, let's wait till the last day to fucking upload them, because I forgot about SummerSlam, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta do my prediction. Anyway, the point of it is, I'm here with my predictions for SummerSlam. There's literally about 13 of these, so I'm gonna try to go through these as quickly as possible without it being an hour long, because literally, fucking 9 matches, so usually it takes about 20 minutes or so to do. So hopefully this won't take that long. I'll try to explain. Maybe I'll just go through these and give brief explanations on who I want to win, but whatever. Some of these I will, some of these I won't. But starting off with the kickoff show, we got 3 matches. Well, 3 matches. And the first one is a 12-man tag match, which consists of the teams of American Alpha, the Hype Bros, the Usos, versus Breezango, Ascension, and the Vaudevillians. Ultimately, I'm saying this now is, I don't care about this match that much. I mean, because I'm not a big fan of any of these tag teams. Maybe American Alpha, maybe the Hype Bros, I'm a fan of a little bit, but the rest, I really don't care. So literally, I'm just going to go with American Alpha, Hype Bros, and the Usos to win. Mainly because of the Hype Bros, because Zack fucking Ryder, so that's my choice. American Alpha, Hype Bros, and the Usos to win the match. Now we got the next match, another tag team match. So many tag team matches. Sami Zayn and Neville versus the Dudley Boyz. And again, this is one of those things that I really don't care who wins. Granted, I like both teams. I like the Dudley Boyz, and I like Zayn, and I like Neville. But as for this prediction, I'm just going to go with the Dudley Boyz, because it's the fucking Dudley Boyz. They've been on a losing streak, I think, lately, and they can't fucking lose anymore. I really just want, literally, the Dudley Boyz became glorified jobbers. At least in my opinion, but they're still Dudley Boyz. They're still a beast ass. Beast ass. They're still a good tag team. I'm going with the Dudley Boyz to win just because I really want them to win. And moving on to the next match, we got Cesaro on the kickoff. We got Cesaro versus Sheamus, and just for the fuck of it, again, I really don't care who wins. I like Cesaro. Sheamus is meh. I never really liked Sheamus all that much. I mean, he's a good competitor, don't get me wrong. I probably said this before. Cesaro, I like him, so I'm going to go with Cesaro to win. Well, no, again, I'm not really a fan of Cesaro either. He's a good competitor, so again, it's just one of those things where I really don't care. So I'm going to go with Cesaro, because it's fucking Cesaro. That's really what I'm going to do. Now, moving on to the main show. We have a 6-woman, where most of the matches are happening on the main show. We got a 6-woman tag match that may or may not happen. It might become a handicap match, a 3-on-2 handicap match eventually, because where Eva Marie got suspended for whatever one reason or another, where Eva Marie got suspended. This is really supposed to be a 6-woman tag match. It might become a 3-on-2, but as of Friday night, I think it was Friday night, I'm pretty sure, it was still labeled as a 6-woman tag match. However, Eva Marie is not in the picture, and her name is not mentioned with the competitors for the match, or who's in the match. So I don't know what's going to happen there. And this is on WWE's website, last I looked, as of Friday night when I looked and I saw this. It still was labeled as a 6-woman tag match. But again, Eva Marie is not pictured, or her name is not there. Literally, it's Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Natalya and Alexa Bliss. And maybe a third partner? Again, it depends, but I'm just going based on what WWE put. So, whatever this happens here. Might be a third partner, might become a 6-woman tag match. They might become a 5-on-2 handicap match. It might be a 6-woman tag match with a mystery partner with Natalya and Alexa Bliss. I don't know. All I know is this is how it was written on the main WWE website. So this match may or may not happen, depending. But I'm going with Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi win. Granted, I'm not a big fan of Carmella. I'm not a big fan of Naomi. Just because of Becky Lynch, I'm going with that team. I mean, granted, I like Natalya too. But I'm going to go with Becky Lynch because it's fucking Becky Lynch. So there's that. Carmella, Becky Lynch, Naomi to win that match. Now, we have the Intercontinental Championship match. The Miz versus Apollo Crews. And as much as I really, again, I like Apollo Crews. The Miz, again, he's a good competitor, but I'm not really a fan of him. Even if he is from my home state. You know, I gotta root for them home state boys, but I'm gonna go with Apollo Crews to win, because I think Apollo Crews, I think he would make a good Intercontinental Champion. I think he's on SmackDown too, so yeah. I mean, it'll be nice just to see a different Intercontinental Champion since Miz, you know, where he was away for about a month or so filming that movie, and we didn't have an and we didn't have an Intercontinental Champion technically on the shows. So I'm gonna go with Apollo Crews to win, and maybe and most likely we'll get more title defenses with Apollo Crews over anyone else. That's how I see it. I don't know. Because, you know, Miz could go away and film another movie. You never know. Anytime soon, because he is like the movie one of the movie star that would be literally. So for the Intercontinental Championship match, the Miz versus Apollo Crews, I'm going with Apollo Crews. Simple as that. Now, moving on to the next match, and this one I'm kind of cheesed about. When I say really, just say cheesed. I mean, I'm kind of pissed off about, because I don't know. Because you have Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. I like Chris Jericho. He's one of my favorite guys of all time. Kevin Owens, again, hell of a competitor. And also one of my favorite tag teams in the New Age, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Here's the thing. Why is this match happening? Like, why did they do a whole, Enzo and Cass feud? Or, not Enzo and Cass feud. Enzo and Cass feuds with Chris Jericho and Kevin. Why did they do this in the first place? Like, they could have done so much other stuff with Enzo and Cass. I don't know. Like, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, again, I don't know, but eventually someone's going to turn on someone, because by Chris Jericho's track record with his tag team partners, someone's going to turn on someone there. But yeah, I really want to go with Chris Jericho and Owens to win, just because it's Chris fucking Jericho. But ultimately, I'm going to go with Enzo and Big Cass, and there's a reason why I'm going with him to win, and I'll explain this later. Mainly just so they keep momentum, and there's a reason why they need to keep momentum, at least to me. And I feel like they should have been in a totally different match at SummerSlam. But I'm going with Enzo and Cass to win over Jericho and Owens. So Enzo and Cass win. Simple as that. Actually, speaking of my opinion, speaking of tag team matches, and speaking of the match I thought they should be in, we have the WWE Tag Team Championship match. The New Day versus Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson. And can I just say something? Fuck Gallows and Anderson right now. I'm not saying they're bad. I mean, I like them. I'm not saying they're bad. I like the club, but, or what's left of the club. Technically, they expanded, but I'm not saying Karl and Anderson should not be in this match. However, I really feel like it should have been Gallows and Anderson versus Jericho and Owens. That feud would probably make more sense. I don't know. And I feel like Enzo and Cass should have been in the tag team title picture for fucking SummerSlam. Like, for real. This is just me saying this. Why do I feel like they should be? Because, I'm sorry, if the New Day are going to lose the tag team titles to anybody, it's going to fucking be Enzo and Cass. At least that's how I want it to happen, and that's how it should happen. Because again, Enzo and Cass down in NXT had plenty of opportunities for NXT tag titles, never won. How would that be to face a tag team, to face the tag team champions, for them to come out on top, to become tag team champions up on the main roster. Gallows and Anderson, I'm pretty sure they've been tag team champions all around the world. Like AJ Styles has been champion all around. But the point of it is, Enzo and Cass should have been in this match instead of Gallows and Anderson against the New Day. Granted, with the way the feud went, I can understand why WWE went this way, but I still say Enzo and Cass should have been in this match. And just because of that, because whenever September comes around, Night of Champions, unless they change the name, it should be Night of Champions. I just like pause, but Enzo and Cass need to be in that match, and if they are in that match, if for some reason they are in that match, they need to win the tag team championships next month. So just for the purpose of Enzo and Cass not being in this match, I'm going with the New Day, because on top of it all, New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Okay, I'm done with that. I'm sorry, I was hitting my knee too. But you get the point of what I was trying to say. Again, for a tag team championship match, just because too I like the New Day, I'm also going with the New Day here. So I'm going with the New Day to win regardless anyway. But if I didn't feel about Enzo and Cass that way about Enzo and Cass not being in this match, either way I still would have picked the New Day to win. So that's how I'm going with New Day. Now, as for the WWE Women's Champion, we got Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Sasha Banks, hands down, because around before the draft, before the WWE draft, we just got the belt off Charlotte. It does not need to go right back on her. Give Sasha a good title run. Let her have a run as the women's champion, and there you go. So I'm going with Sasha Banks to win. That's really all I got to say on that. Now we got the United States Championship match. But yeah, now you have the United States Championship match. Rusev versus Roman Reigns. I gotta say, this feud between Roman and Reigns has been funny has been like one of the most, to me, it's probably been the most comical one. Only because of course, you never have a wedding in wrestling, because weddings in wrestling never go right. Especially when Lana got her face smashed into the cake. Oh my fucking god, it was just so fucking funny. I'm sorry. I laughed my ass off when that happened so fucking much. Jeez. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to lick that cake off her, if you catch my drift. Yeah. But, God, I'm a horrible person. Okay, I'm not a horrible person, but making that joke. But yeah. As for the match, Roman Reigns to become United States Champion. Why am I going with Reigns? Because fuck Rusev. Why? Because I'm not a big fan of Rusev. Granted, I'm not a big fan of Reigns either, but I feel like he's been doing well lately since he, I mean, he's never been bad like people said. Reigns has never been bad like people said he is. He's a hell of a competitor. He's good, all that shit. Again, Reigns has never been bad. It's just a lot of people didn't like him. I never really was a big fan of him, but for some reason, as of recently, I'm actually starting to warm up to him. Maybe just because of this feud where I hate Rusev, because I'm not a fan of Rusev at all. Again, he is a hell of a competitor, though, but I'm not really a fan of Rusev, so I'm going with Roman Reigns to win the United States Championship, because it's Roman Reigns, and hell, he would be the third member of the Shield to win the United States Championship, because Dean Ambrose had it, then Rollins had it, and then Reigns. So the Shield members would have 3 championships then, technically. And I say that because it'd be the trifecta all over again, because again, all 3 Shield members had the WWE World Championship, or World Heavyweight, however you want to call it. Right now it's officially called the WWE World Championship, but that's completely another story. But yeah, as for the United States Championship match, Roman Reigns. Now as for the next match, we got John Cena. Boop, boo, doo, boo. Okay, I just realized how loud I am. Whoops. I'm trying to be loud right now, but it's kind of hard not to. It's like almost, it's literally after, it's 6:20 in the morning. But we got John Cena versus the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And ultimately, you know, I like both men here. That sounds so wrong in so many ways. I like both competitors here. I like AJ Styles. People can say, oh, you're just hopping on AJ. No, I'm not. Hopping on AJ Styles bandwagon, but I'm not. But I also like John Cena. I mean, I'm not a fan per se. I just know, again, it's one of those, he's a hell of a competitor, and I feel like WWE, and I feel like he's good on SmackDown where he's ended up. But essentially it's the battle for the brand. Who's the top star in the brand, AJ Styles or John Cena? Technically, there's really no fighting who's the top star, because they're both kind of equal, if you ask me. Because they're both iconic, and the hardcore fans would be like, oh, AJ Styles is a better star, but then the casual fans, oh, it's John Cena, he's obviously the bigger star. Ultimately, they're both even, depending on how you look at it. But just because it's like the best 2 of 3 match thing, you know, AJ Styles won the first one, Cena won the second one, and if pattern, and this one is not going to be off personal preference, this one's going to be based off a pattern, because if pattern follows suit, and if the pattern continues, it always happens, Cena loses the first one, he wins the second one, and the third match he always wins. So I'm going with John Cena to win this match, because it's the third one in this series, I guess you could say. So I'm going with John Cena to win, based off that logic. So Cena wins. Lol. But yeah. Moving on to the next match, we got the WWE World Championship match. We got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, and I'm fine with this match. I would prefer Ziggler be Bray, but I'm not really going to complain. But again, both these guys are from a home state, so technically I'd be happy whoever wins here. But ultimately, I'm going with my man. That sounds so wrong too. My boy from Cincinnati, Ohio, Dean Ambrose. Just because he's a hell of a champion. I feel like he's been doing well as a champion. He's over with the fans as champion. As of right now, there's no reason to change what they're doing with him. And just because I want Dean as champion. Dean as champion is the right fucking thing. So, that's why I'm going with it. Dean Ambrose as WWE champion. That's what I want. So, Dean Ambrose wins. Now, moving on to the, I guess you could say, the Raw main event. We have the match to crown the first ever WWE Universal Champion. How much of a call... I can't speak. How much of a CAW, aka Creator Wrestler, or call name, how much of a call name is that? Huh? But seriously though, Universal Championship match, Finn Balor, I can't even speak tonight, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, and not just Finn Balor, but the Demon Finn Balor. So, it's going to be a hell of a match. Because usually when the Demon Finn Balor comes out, it's going to be a fucking great match. But ultimately, I'm going to go to win this match, Demon Finn Balor to win. Because it's fucking Finn Balor. And before it was like, oh no, you don't want that to happen, because then they'll be shoving Finn Balor down our throats. People. He's new talent. Granted, I understand he was just called up on the main roster from the draft when it happened, but he's new talent. And here's the thing: wouldn't you rather see? Well, granted, this kind of evicts some of the people, like the New Day, won the New Day keep titles. But wouldn't you rather see new talent win titles over? And I say new talent as in singles people, really. But wouldn't you rather see new faces with championships set for old faces with championships initially? Like, the New Day is a completely different situation for me, because I really do like the New Day. Maybe just me being biased. I mean, Seth Rollins is a hell of a competitor, but I do like Finn Balor. So, I'm just going to say this. Again, wouldn't you rather see a new face with a championship over someone who's held it all for... As for someone who held the title most of 2015, who had a shot, who had a run as a main champion... Wouldn't you rather see Finn? Wouldn't you rather see a newer face get it? Based off that logic, you know, because again, Rollins, until he had most for the main title, the World Championship, for most of 2015 until he got injured. Maybe this is just my weird logic going about it, but when Finn Balor just got caught up, he's a fresh face. I think this would make for a hell of a better feud too if Finn Balor won. So this is why I'm going with Finn Balor winning. Simple as that. And now we got the last match. Probably the most hype match on the card. Because it's Orton's, I want to say his first match since he came back, but it's his first pay-per-view match since he came back. And after seeing Orton RKO Brock, I think it's safe to say this match is going to be a pretty damn good match. Because it's the Beast, Brock Lesnar, versus the Legend Killer, I almost said the Lunatic Fringe, the Legend Killer, the Viper, whatever else you want to fucking call him. The one that does the RKO out of nowhere, Randy Orton. Nah, that's anticlimactic. And I feel like this match really has the ability to live up to the hype that it's worth. And that's just me. I feel like it does have the ability to live up to what it's worth. And I'm going to go with Randy Orton to win. And I feel like, again, this is going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be plenty of back and forth action. It's going to be a really fun match, I feel like. So, yeah, I'm going with Randy Orton to win. Mainly because I like Orton over Brock. So, yeah, Randy Orton wins. Simple as that. And with that being said, damn, it's going over past 20 minutes. Woo! I actually went quick, as quick as I could, but yeah. Yeah, again, that is it for my SummerSlam predictions. After the pay-per-view, I don't know when my review for the pay-per-view will be up. It might be after the pay-per-view. I don't know how much after. It could be Monday before it's up, too. So, technically tomorrow or the next day, whatever. The point of it is, yeah. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this, as per usual. My predictions, let me know what your guys are down in the description below. If you guys even have any, that is. And until next time, guys, live free and rock.